Jets get a win. Not too shabby. A little frustrated at the end there. Still not great coaching and situational awareness, running into the end zone and scoring when you had a minute left and Jaguars had 2 timeouts. That had recipe for disaster. I was like, oh no, we have found a new way to lose at the end of this game. But alas, not anymore. The Jets losing comes to an end. Jets beat the Jaguars 32-25. Davante Adams has himself 100 touchdown receptions on his career, and he has damn near 3 today. Had a hell of a day. 9 receptions, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he was tackled on the 1-yard line just before Breece Hall ran in that final touchdown. So holy smokes. Big explosion from Davante Adams. Garrett Wilson had 3 receptions, 56 yards. He had the first touchdown of the day. Like I mentioned, Breece Hall ran that touchdown in from a yard out. He finishes the day 9 carries, 30 yards, and a touchdown. That's 3.3 yards a carry. Our leading rusher was Aaron Rodgers, 6 carries for 45 yards. Braylon Allen, 2 carries, 5 yards. Isaiah Davis, 5 carries, 24 yards. Aaron Rodgers finishes the day 16 of 30. 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. Really nice day overall for the quarterback. And I think there was a little bit of meat left on the bone, too. I think from the tanking side of things, if you were on that side, as far as the draft pick compensation goes, the Jets win, knocking them down to the 8th pick, pending what happens with the Chicago Bears. If the Bears wind up losing, we will stay in the same position. So their strength of schedule is a lot harder than ours. We won't move back as of right now. So not too shabby. Giants sitting at the 1 pick. New England captures a win. They're sitting just in front of the Jets at number 7. Jaguars sitting at number 4. Carolina at number 3. Impressive across the board. Time of possession was really lopsided in the beginning of the first half. That evened out towards the end. It looked like 25 minutes and 30 seconds for the Jets. 34-24 for the Jaguars. Sauce Gardner gets himself an interception to close out the game. It has been a long attempt to try and get a turnover from this defense, specifically Sauce Gardner. And then Mac Jones throws 2 picks on the day, has 2 interceptions total. One was more of a long punt than anything else. Look, little things you can nitpick and whatnot, but overall, pretty happy the Jets captured a win. I'm not overly concerned with the draft pick as it stands right now. I'll have Ulbricht's press conference and Aaron Rodgers' press conference momentarily. But boys and girls, I just want to thank the sponsor of this stream, BetUS. Head over to BetUS, get a 150% bonus match on your first deposit up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. How many games did the Jets win on their schedule? Clearly lost the Seahawks and Dolphins games. We just beat the Jaguars. We got the Rams, Bills, and Dolphins to close out the season. Do the Jets get any more wins? Jets currently sitting at 4-10. I think we win week 18 versus the Dolphins. Jets will finish the season 5-12. That'll be my prediction. You guys can let me know what you think down below. BetUS, thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. I'll go over to Ulbricht's press conference as soon as things go live over there. But yeah, by and large, issues with the Jets. The secondary still, not the secondary, the run defense still cannot prevent players from just running and gashing them all over the place. Travis Etienne, 14 carries, 65 yards. That's 4.6 yards a carry. Tank Bigsby, 11 carries, 42 yards. That was almost 4 yards a carry, 3.8. And then Mac Jones had 4 rushes for 29 yards. He finished the day 31 of 46, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The former division rival Mac Jones playing in place of the injured Trevor Lawrence. Look, Brian Thomas Jr. is a dog. When I'm watching that entire team, Brian Thomas Jr. looks really friggin' good. Travis Etienne, obviously not as much as you probably want to get out of him, but still 85 yards is nothing to sniff at either way. 73 yards from their tight end on 11 receptions. But Brian Thomas Jr., 10 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Guy's blazing fast, crazy high speed. Impossible to cover. But Jets overall get the job done. Not too shabby. I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Alex says, can't believe the Jets won a game. Been a long time coming. Cameron's so upset. Yeah, look, Team Tank. I'm all about the tank. I was kind of hoping we'd find a way to lose at the end, but it's all right. It's all right. Sully Man said, Jets really won a game. Yeah, of course. It's because the season doesn't matter anymore. So this is obviously the time we start winning. This is when our season matters most. All right, we got Ulbricht's press conference starting. Vintage Adams to Rodgers brings tears to my eyes. Black Purdy. Nice to have you in here. Let's go over to Ulbricht. Should be starting shortly here. I wonder if we're going to take a long, hard look at anything. Is that what we're seeing?
Hey guys, how's it going? Questions? Start with Anthony. He's good? Okay.
You guys have questions. First, can you just talk, I mean, obviously, the Aaron to Adams combo today, was that, just, what was your reaction to it?
Yeah, historic, magical. To get his 100th reception or his 100th TD today was, I feel honored to have seen it and to have been there for it. So that was an amazing moment for those two guys. Obviously, a lot of ball between them and a lot of touchdowns. So for them to get that was special.
I mean, he had no catches at halftime, Davante, and then second half, what was the difference? Just
some good adjustments. Todd did an excellent job of really trying to figure out their coverage, and he took advantage of it the second half. It was really a tale of two halves on both sides of the ball. As far as making adjustments, we had a much better second half.
Did you consider taking a knee and then just kicking the field goal?
I did, but at the same time, I wanted to be aggressive there, and I wanted the points, and they were having some success on offense, so I wanted to put the nail in the coffin at the end.
What has it been like having Davante in this building? I know he came in the middle of the year, weird time, right. But what has it been like having him?
It's been incredible for a guy to come in when he did without real time on task with this locker room and to have this impact that he's had. I've never seen it ever. He's a consummate pro. He's a guy he's a force multiplier from the standpoint. He just elevates those around him. He's a historical player in this league, and we're fortunate to have him. And it's not just the talent; it's his process, it's his professionalism, it's all that. So he's had a tremendous impact on these young guys.
Like there's a lot of talk this time of year, games being meaningless, right? If you're in the playoffs, but like you can hear, what does this win mean to this group right now?
It means everything. Regardless of circumstance, regardless of what may be said in the outside world, this locker room is right. And the culture and the connection of these guys is right. And I know the results have not been there, but the process has been right, and that's maybe the most frustrating thing about this whole circumstance. But for them to come through and have the game they had today, so deserved, and I'm so happy for that locker room. No, you're good.
Is there a human nature reaction to wonder kind of where this has been, particularly the Aaron, to Davante stuff, where this has been all this time?
In all honesty, I'm embracing this moment right now with this team and this performance, and it was unbelievable today, and we'll take it at that.
After 3 weeks in a row with the fourth quarter struggles, what was it like to finally close the door and finish it?
It felt amazing, as you can imagine.
How did it feel to finally get the interception?
To get two of them, really cool for the back end because they've been working their butts off and taking a lot of heat for that, and for them to finally, get their interceptions was really cool, and especially to win the game like that.
Saw himself hasn't had one in quite a while.
Yeah. So happy for him because he's been working his butt off and obviously been frustrated with our results, as a team, as a defense, and he knows the standard in which he needs to play on a weekly basis, and so happy for him to be able to finish the game in that way.
You guys had flight issues yesterday?
We did.
To get here, go through all of that, and be able to overcome.
Yeah, just another testament to that locker room. I mean, countless adversity this year, and it was just another obstacle to overcome. They did.
A couple more.
Injuries?
Yeah, I don't have an injury for him.
Like a quarterback. Well, good.
Good. All right, thank you, guys.
All right, so I will go to Aaron Rodgers' presser as soon as that goes live. But some stuff from Ulbricht. We didn't hear a single hard look at the tape, and it's funny when you win. I guess it's less needed. You heard the answer there. He wanted to go for the jugular, wanted to get the points, wanted to be aggressive, which still tells me you don't know situational awareness because you give the other team the opportunity to at least go down the field. I think the better idea would have been to kneel, run some clock out. Now, ultimately, you come away with a win, so it's hard to question it too much. But that throw from Mac Jones at the end to Sauce Gardner for the interception, that was as close to a punt in the form of a throw that I've ever seen. That was not remotely close. I don't know if, receivers just running the wrong route or whatever, but a little funky nonetheless. Jess says, Davante Adams is so good. Yeah, look, I really want to see us run it back with Aaron and Davante. They're looking a lot better. I feel like Rodgers was hurt earlier this season, and maybe with some fresh blood in at the coaching staff can get a little bit of a spark with this team. 69% of you say run it back with Aaron. So it's looking pretty favorable from a Jet fan perspective. It is a little weird that we needed to see him audition these final few games to feel comfortable. The last few weeks, I feel like we've watched some pretty decent football. J-Man says, Aaron will take a pay cut to have another chance, build the right side of the line in the draft, in free agency, and hire Vrabel. I don't think Aaron's going to take another pay cut. I think he is going to take his $35 million bonus that he gets going into next year, and that's basically his entire salary. I think it'll be $37 million total with his $2 million base salary. So I don't think he's going to go lower than that, but maybe he considers, maybe he goes off and he wants to just continue playing and we don't actually draft a quarterback and something goes crazy. Who knows? Lots of stuff can still happen. We're a week-by-week franchise over here. 𝐀𝐟𝐼𝐥𝐢𝐥𝐢 says, glad to have Davante in fantasy. Yeah, I played him this week. I had to select one player to get like double points, and I was like, ooh, he's one catch away from his 100th touchdown. I was like, I think he's going to at least get the touchdown this week. I'm glad I played him. Didn't expect him to go off that big, but very happy with what we saw. Wicker Sports Media, good win, guys. Nice to see a win. Sith says, screw the draft. It's good to see a win. I agree. That's where I'm at on this. There's no one really in this draft that's like speaking to me. Now, the Jets would have had the 4th overall pick if we lost the game. If you wind up losing this game, the Jets would have the 4th pick with 3 games remaining, with the Raiders still needing to play Jacksonville and Carolina playing kind of hot the last few weeks. Could have had an opportunity maybe to squeak into the top 2, but I'm feeling good about the win. I really am. Cameron says Jets lose out. I do think we have a chance versus the Dolphins. I think we have a shot versus the Dolphins. Radimus, Mac Jones is such a piece of shit. Glad we beat them. Yeah, I don't like Mac Jones. He's one of the douchier players in the NFL. Always trying to hurt people with his kicking people in the dick. I hope Pro Football Focus finally gives Olu his props today because he was a wall. Olu's looking good. Feels good to watch him. Joe says, bro, I hope they run it back with Rodgers, and this isn't even winner's bias. I think he genuinely is a top 15 quarterback. I think the coaching staff has been our biggest problem this entire year. I very much want to see them coming back with Rodgers. We always fall for it. Have hope for tomorrow. Jets got to get Travis to go with Garrett and Davante. I don't think Davante wants to hang around with Travis. I think our best opportunity is to let it run back and then, just see what you got in Travis next year. But I'm team run it back with Aaron at this point. From a financial standpoint, it makes a lot of sense and keeps guys around a little longer. M. Fritz, Jets shouldn't entertain any other option than run it back. Best case, Rodgers dominates next year. Worst case, drive this shit into the ground for Arch Manning. Yeah, I'll go with that. Todd, got to root for wins personally. Completely agree. Last throw, he was trying to get the Jags a higher draft pick, says John Hammond of Jurassic Park. Nicholas says, how can you tell me Corley can't do end arounds or kick returns, punt returns? To be inactive is ridiculous. I don't understand why we traded up to get Corley if we had no intention on using him the entirety of the year. Very, very stupid move. Dr. Cornelius, take a hard look and try to replicate this magic. Oh, that's true. Maybe that's what he said. I didn't catch that one. Jake says this team is a joke. Enjoy the win. Well, it's hard to bitch and moan too much. It would have been nice to get the 4th pick. I wasn't rooting for the win, but I'll gladly take it. I've been entertained the last 3 weeks. The Seattle game, the Dolphin game, and this game. I feel like I have watched poorly coached, competent football. I don't know if that's an oxymoron by saying competent football, but it felt like I watched an NFL team that made bad coaching mistakes throughout. And I'll take that. Jingle Dubs, we barely won, though. This team still needs an overhaul. Yeah, look, we still do. We're still a bad team. We're not going to win probably more than 5 games this entire season. So no one's beating their chest all willy-nilly. But I think any of the players that you were probably penciling in for the Jets pick, you could probably, I shouldn't say any, because I've been saying I only like 3 players at the top of this draft, and after that I'm a little more up in the air. I don't know. I predicted we'd be somewhere between 8 and 12 from draft pick perspective. We're sitting at 8. I think we win one more game and we fall down into that like 10 to 12 pick. We'll see where we ultimately end up. Wicker Media says, win, people complain. Lose, people complain. Yeah, we got so many fans, everyone's got an opinion. Sauce is better wide receiver than Lazard. Yes. Since the bye week, Aaron has looked like what I accepted. Yes. I think you meant expected, but yes, I agree. SG. If he gets 4,000 passing yards, keep him. Look, I'll be honest, I don't know what other bridge quarterback you're going to bring in here that's going to have a better chance of succeeding than Aaron Rodgers right now. I would keep him regardless of what the stats look like. I don't even know what he's at on the year, but I think he is going to eclipse that 4,000 yard mark is what it sounded like a while back. Aaron Rodgers looking healthier and better. He's been having 300 yards passing these past few weeks. Yeah, very, very close. He over 300 all-purpose yards because he had the 46 yards on the ground too. Cam Ward group is very upset. Look, right now, unless the Raiders win a game or the Giants win a game, it seems very much like the quarterbacks are going to go 1-2. And I'm okay with the Jets not getting either one of them, to be honest. JetFan74, Rodgers was still favoring that Achilles. If they run it back, it will be different. Rodgers next year is a better Rodgers. I could see that. I could see that. Run it back with Aaron, says Radimus. Hulk Smasher Mom says, run it back. 2025 new regime will boost this squad. I agree. I want to get the team we thought we were all getting at the beginning of the season, not this wet noodle team we got at the very beginning. Where was that Jets team, says Gamer Guy. I don't know. It took until we were eliminated and playing a top 4 worst team in the league to have any kind of success. Oh, man. Thoughts on Louis Riddick for the GM job? I would like to see. I like Glenn Cook from the Browns. That's probably one of my top guys. I'd like to see him and Vrabel pairing would be kind of nice. I'm open. Emil says I wouldn't mind drafting Allar or Milroe in the second round. The second round's where I would like to get a quarterback. I think we're going to run into a situation where we're going to have to take one in the first, which is kind of why I don't really mind winning, because the more you win, the lower you can kind of take one, and it doesn't feel as painful then. I would like to take a quarterback, let him sit behind Rodgers. Milroe and Alar are the two we're kind of looking at. Weird seeing Sauce get a pick. Yeah, it's been a minute for sure. Jingle Dubs, we win one game in like 3 months, and now everyone wants to run it back with Aaron. No, I think I've been feeling this way the last like 2 weeks too. Like seeing the Seattle game and seeing the Dolphin game, I've gotten the feeling of like, okay, I'm fine with running it back with Rodgers, seeing how it all plays out with new coaching. Because like next year's either going to suck without Rodgers or it could suck with Rodgers. Like there's not really a whole lot of options. The benefit is it might not suck with Rodgers, and then you get Davante back and you don't have to worry about like, okay, I just burned a 3rd round pick on a guy that played like 8 games for us. I like running it back. Jan says we need a tight end and a real defense for next season. We need a defense for sure. I would like to see us get a tight end. I don't know how we solve that because I don't think Ruckert's the main guy. Conklin I don't think is coming back. Should be a draft pick, but we don't utilize tight end too crazy in this offense, so I'm not going to lose too much sleep. Kevin on Team Draft says, way to ruin our draft, guys. Way to go. It's all right. We could draft bad players at higher picks. We took Zach Wilson number 2 overall. I don't know. Garrett Wilson was number 10. Olu was number 10. Jets currently sitting at pick number 8. Maybe we got to pick a few more, get a few more wins, get in a comfort zone for us. Gamer Guy, the Jets will do Aaron for one more year just to see how the new coach will do. I think he wants to give it one more shot with them for one more season with a new and better coach like Rex or Vrabel or Ben Johnson. Mike Vrabel is who I want. Get me Mike Vrabel. Radimus hitting us milk thumbs.
Milk thumbs.
Sean says, I can't even think of a worse scenario. Worst scenario meaning Rodgers coming back, or worst scenario meaning Jets just won the game and hurt their draft stock? How many losses are on Rodgers? I'd have to go back and really look at it. I feel like the Bronco game, you have to pin on him. Lost by 1 point in the rain. He couldn't punch it in from like a yard out. It's either on him or Hackett. The Minnesota game I felt very much was on Rodgers. I'm sure there's probably more in there that I'm not even thinking about. But he's had his fair share of uh-oh moments this year. Thoughts on drafting Drew Alear? I'm down. Radimus. Lazard dropped a touchdown. People shitting on Aaron like he didn't have a great game. He did have a good game. I'd like to see him get his completion percentage up a little bit, but I will take that. If we had that version of Aaron Rodgers on a weekly basis, Jets are going to win a lot of games. You just got to put it together in the first half. First half was a little rough for us. At least we're not the Finns with a $50 million quarterback who can't throw in front of Tyreek Hill and spot throws. I agree. I'm glad we do not have Tua. Mutt Viles. Boys, we aren't getting the first pick, so the win is great. We only went from the 7th to the 8th pick via Tankathon. Yes, the pain is what happens with a loss, right? For those of you watching the Tankathon board, we were at the 7th pick. We fell to the 8th pick. If we had lost this game, Jets would have been picking 4th overall. So if you had dreams of Mason Graham or McMillan, Jets would have had a really good opportunity to get McMillan had they lost this game, or Graham. So from a draft standpoint, that does hurt. But I don't know if either one of those players necessarily matters. If Davante's coming back, I don't think I'm taking McMillan that high. Mason Graham would be really, really nice. I guess there's some potential maybe he falls, depending on what Carolina does at 3. Who knows? Could always trade up if you need one. Only one penalty in the second half. I didn't realize that. That's good, though. I like that. I'll take that. We've needed a little more discipline. Jan Lackner, thank you so much for gifting a Jets Talk membership. And it looks like SG31. I can't throw it up on screen, but SG31 wound up getting the membership. So thank you so much. He says thanks as well. Drop some JETS emojis in the chat for our newest members. Jet fans are delusional. If they keep Rodgers and that $60 million cap hit in 2026 is asinine. Well, it's either a $44 million cap hit this year versus $63 million cap hit next year. Is that what it is? So you get a quarterback. You get to run it back. And you're going to have even more cap space in 2026, so it becomes less of an issue because you have so much more room to eat that dead cap because a lot of your void contracts clear off after next year. Look, 2025 was going to be a rough year without Aaron. It was a matter of just taking your medicine in 1 year or possibly having to stretch it over 2, but maybe getting a shot at a playoff situation next year. We'll see. Aaron Rodgers' press conference is starting up now.
Did that? Sorry.
Sorry, very much.
Did that feel like old times with you and Davante?
Yeah, it did. Except he dropped one. And I missed him on the next play, or the next big third down. But yeah, Tay's a fantastic player. He dropped the one, so he got his dreads pulled. Whether that's true or not, it seemed like an excuse. And then we had third down, threw it to G, and Big Armstead was kind of rushing. I couldn't see where either of them were, but G was definitely open. I threw it too far inside, and Tay, I guess, was wide open. And he kind of came back and said, "What, you don't trust me anymore?" With like a wry smile. So I was using that line against him in the second half a bunch of times.
Aaron, you've seen him make a lot of really good catches, but that over-the-shoulder catch to the sideline, did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, we had a different route called. I kind of checked to something I liked better. I was really thinking that maybe Allen on the inbreaker there, but the safety just stayed inside. And when I let it go, I felt like it was a little too far outside and not down the field, but he made a ridiculous catch. And it was so good that it wasn't even like a question, oh, they might review that. It was like, no, he caught it. We're good.
What flipped in the second half?
Oh, I don't think anything especially flipped. I think the line was outstanding. I mean, I had so much time all day long, and when I didn't, I was moving around pretty good. But yeah, I think the line just really played well. We had the ball for only a short amount of time in the first half. I think we had 3 possessions. We had a touchdown. We drew them off sides. They called a phantom false start, and then we, Tay dropped the ball, and I missed him on the 3rd down. That was our 3 possessions. So second half, we were pretty efficient moving the football, and then we had to have a couple drives in the 4th and made it happen.
Can you walk us through the 71-yard touchdown?
Yeah, I thought it was a good call by Todd. It's a play that we've run for a long time in this style of offense, where it's just a 4 vertical from kind of a different alignment. Where we're in our 21H personnel, so Davis is kind of backside in the slot. He comes in motion, and he becomes the guy in the flat. And then we have Tay on a read route. I believe it was Kenny was running down the sideline, and I think it was Braylon was running the seam from the backfield, and then G backside on the out. So basically, that's kind of a pre-snap. If you have pressure, you might throw it over there. We have a little line pull, left guard pull action, trying to hold the mic. And a lot of the coverages today were kind of 2-man-ish. They played a lot more Tampa in some of the breakdowns. That play happened to be Tampa, I believe, where the mic has the middle third. And the protection was so good, I was able to kind of hold it just a little tick longer and peek outside to Kenny on the red line to be able to throw it to Tay, and Tay made a great catch and finished it off.
What does this win and the way you guys won? What do you think it means to you? What does it mean to this team?
Well, they're all special. I mean, this is why you play. You play for the love of the game, and to have moments like this with your boys. Be able to come up big. We haven't had a lot of success. We put together a nice drive, went down the field, scored a touchdown, got a 2-point. They came back, got a field goal. So it's on us again to kind of come down. Tay makes a couple of big plays. So there's a lot of pride in that for sure. But listen, if you love this game, there's nothing like dominating. If you're a hyper competitive person, whether you're playing growing up, playing in the backyard, playing at the playground at school, or playing AAU, or playing flag football, or making it up as you go and playing capture the flag, whatever you're doing, if you're supremely competitive, you love dominating. That's what it's all about. Today was one of those good feelings.
With some of the disappointments you've had this year in the close, even with so many close calls, is there a human nature element to kind of wondering where that was, like what you had today, where has that been?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's too little, too late, but it's still special. Doesn't taint it at all. Doesn't steal any of the joy of it. Doesn't take away any of the fun that's going to be on the bus just now, and then on the plane, and we have another bus to get back to the facility. But yeah, it's still going to be special. They're always special. But this was a year of things that we were close, but we kind of let it get away from us in the middle of the season. But go ahead, Brent.
Are you going to lobby for some designed runs? You led the team in rushing today?
Yeah, I mean, you guys probably know better, but it's been a long time since I led the team in rushing. I take a lot of pride in my minimal athleticism, but this is what I trained so hard for during those 9 months. The 3 to try and get back early, and then the 6 to get all the way back, was to be able to move around. And obviously I felt a lot better. You guys know it. You see it the last few weeks.
You're only 9 yards short of what Lamar had today against the Giants rushing.
Yeah, well, he makes it look a lot more graceful.
The 41-yard pass to Davante that set up Reese's touchdown. Were you surprised to see him that open?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good call. We kind of brought Allen down. They were playing a lot of match man in some certain situations. You know, I'd said it kind of jokingly to tell you, but there actually might be a little bit of validity to when I went off schedule and kind of moved up in the pocket. You know, I'm glad I kept my eyes downfield, and I think whoever was matching him just took their eyes back at me and saw me start to scramble and just left him. And then whoever was guarding Brees down the sidelines was still guarding him 50 yards down the field, and Brees did a nice job blocking. But that was a big play for sure. The biggest play, I think, was over-the-shoulder catch because that kind of converted that, was it 3rd and 10, I believe. And then, you know, we had a couple other important ones, including, you know, we called a screen pass on 2nd and 10 when I ran the sidelines, got a positive gain. You know, obviously if you throw it there, you got linemen downfield. But I was trying to throw it to, I believe it was Isaiah, and he got just absolutely drilled by the 3 technique. So that was good to get positive yards there, and then obviously Tay did the rest.
I know you like to be aggressive, but did you think Jeff was going to kneel a couple times and then just kick the field goal at the end, or did you like that?
I was hoping not. You know, you guys know what the magic number is. If we had kneeled it twice and kicked the field goal at the 28, you know, there's always the what-if game. I was just, because Timo brought the same thing up on the sidelines. He's like, tell me why we didn't, I said, so I just saw him after I got out of the shower. I said, if we had kneeled it, Sauce wouldn't have got his pick. Shut up.
Aaron, just on the defensively, you know, you guys have had trouble holding leads in the 4th quarter. And how, you just speak to your defense today and what they did on that last series there to shut this thing down, because it's been a while.
Listen, we're 10-3. We probably take 2 knees, kick field goal. We're 3-10. We were. So I'm glad we went for it. Put it back on the defense. Proud of them getting the stop there. You know, they came up big at certain times, especially end of the first half. You know, holding to a field goal instead of going in 17-7. Even though, you know, they gave them a field goal to tie the game, it was 25-22, and they held up there. Didn't give them a chance to take the lead and got the ball back for us to win the game. So proud of our defense. I'm really proud. I just want to say it one more time. The offensive line, I thought, played an outstanding game, and I had all day to throw. So big shout out to the big boys. I'm going to go love them up here on the bus.
Yeah, just on the first Davante touchdown, when he almost got in on the previous play, it was a close one on the pylon. Did you know, I mean, was that almost like he made such a great effort, you just want to get him the touchdown afterwards? Because it turned out to be his 100th career touchdown. I didn't.
Oh, that was his 100th?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all knew that was his 100th.
Did you try just the next play just to go to him to get him the touchdown that he almost?
Yeah, of course. And I'm going to apologize and get something nice for Braylon, because that probably would have been a walk-in touchdown there too. But yeah, Braylon didn't say anything about it, but I'm sure, because he wouldn't, he's a great kid. But yeah, we all knew that was 100 for Tay.
Thanks, everybody. I'll bring Davante in here. Appreciate it.
All right, so positive press conferences from both Ulbrich and Rodgers. Nice to have a victory. We're gonna have a little victory Monday. Be able to talk positively, I guess, or some bitching and moaning, right? We're gonna get the anti-win crowd where we wanted a tank. We're gonna get the crowd of players and people. Well, I shouldn't say players. That are pissed off no matter which way the wind blows. I just want to acknowledge SG31 Black gifted a membership after getting gifted a membership himself. Winds up returning the favor, and we get Florida Jets fan who becomes a member courtesy of SG31. So thank you so much for joining the membership tier and supporting the channel. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Christopher comes in and says, seeing the offense gel gives me hope for next year. Yeah, 100%. As much as people are talking about, you know, oh, it's Aaron Rodgers, he's washed, we don't want to go out, deal with the, you know, headaches or whatever. I think Jet fans are collectively starting to shift in their paradigm of like, well, we did kind of need to see a 5-game sample size, a post-bye-week sample size, 6 games, whatever it was, of is he trending in the right direction? If he's trending in the right direction, then you want to run it back next year because financially it makes the most sense. From a bridge quarterback, I don't think you can ask to get a better bridge quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. And, you know what? Maybe you can attract a good head coach. Because now you see, okay, clearly he's not washed. Clearly Davante is not washed. We become a far more attractive landing spot for someone like a Vrabel. Today was a win if it gets us Vrabel. Like, it's a win if it's a win if it's a win. But us showing that we can still play football and our veterans can still play football, I think could help you attract someone like a Vrabel. Someone like, I don't think you're getting Ben Johnson, but, you know, a top-end coach that you would like. I think that's what this game does help achieve because it shows that our players still have more left in the tank. Florida Jet fan getting in on the gift and memberships. He gives a membership, and it's 1189 Paris that comes up with the membership. So 1189 Paris. Say your thank yous to Mr. Florida Jet fan. Florida Jet fan, thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. All you guys paying it forward means a whole lot supporting the channel. SJ Black says he's from Jersey, even though he went to high school down in Florida. Very cool. Very cool. Did you guys sit and watch the New York Sack Exchange documentary? Was it Disney Plus? I haven't watched it yet. I got to sit and watch that. Adrian saying, great game, Rodgers, 120 quarterback rating. It's nice when you see these long, long gains. It feels like we're actually watching some fucking football. Feels good, baby. SG says, I'm glad Sauce got that interception, but I still would trade him for a first-round pick right now. Oh, geez, we are a fickle bunch, aren't we? I don't want to trade anyone. Hulk Smasher Mom, gifting a membership. Thank you, Hulk Smasher Mom. Donates a membership, and Mr. Roberts is the beneficiary of that. Mr. Roberts drops some JETS in the chat. Show us some emojis. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, boys and girls. How is he a bridge quarterback? He doesn't teach people. Bridge quarterback, do bridges necessarily teach people? It's just a bridge leading you from where you are to where you want to be. So if that bridge can take you to the other side while you wait for that quarterback to get groomed, that's totally fine. I don't need Aaron Rodgers to be doing the teaching. I need our quarterback coach and all that to be doing the teaching behind the scenes. So bridge in the sense of leading us from one spot to another. Alan says, draft another quarterback. Bring Aaron back. Get your 2 kids a year to learn quarterback battle in 2026. Yeah, I agree. You got Travis. Travis, you could probably stash on the practice squad next year, or you might have to carry 4 quarterbacks because I think they'll keep Tyrod Taylor. I think it makes sense to have Tyrod in conjunction with these extra guys. I'm a fan. I see you guys asking, can we call in? Yes, I will bring call-ins up. I got to do an ad read, and then we will do that. Cameron asking, how do I sign up for a membership? There's a little blue join button underneath the screen. If you would like to join the membership tier, there's a whole bunch of different tiers. There's the economy class, there's frequent flyer, and co-pilot? Is that it? What's my third one? I have 3 of them. There's 3 different levels down there. Certainly not needed, but greatly appreciated. If you do, you get some emojis and whatnot down below. All right. Boys and girls, we're going to hop into phone calls, but before I do, I want to thank a sponsor of the channel. Look at these results. People are making free money betting on sports, making thousands every month. The secret, they're using OddsJam. OddsJam isn't just another betting app. It's turning the entire system in your favor. Here's how. OddsJam uses a strategy called arbitrage, finding odds differences across sportsbooks. You bet both sides, and no matter the outcome, you will profit. Here's an example. You put $500 on Boise State to win on FanDuel and $335 on their opponent, San Francisco, on DraftKings. You're guaranteed to make $50, win or lose. It's that simple. With OddsJam mobile app, you get real-time alerts on these opportunities every day. People are making thousands monthly. And to get you started, use code JETSTALK for 35% off for a 7-day free trial, or 35% off and a free trial. Guarantee you'll profit during the trial, and if you don't, cancel with 1 click, no questions asked. Don't leave money on the table. Go to oddsjam.com, use code JETSTALK, and start making money the smart way. Boys and girls, we have so much to go over. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm going to go through the questions and comments of our callers. Call-in number, let me pin that in the live chat for you guys. Nightbot is dropping it in there, but you can click on the pinned comment momentarily. Give me 1 second. All right, pinned comment is in there, so you can click on that if you would like to join the show and let me hear your voice. I'm curious to see where you guys stand right now, how the draft pick situation changes, what do you think about our future and whatnot. We've got Cameron joining the show. Cameron, hey, brother.
Hello, as always.
Good to see you. What'd you think about the win?
Good. I mean, I was in Team Tank, so I wasn't exactly happy. I mean, a good win. It's good to see Rodgers and Davante and the entire team play well, at least in spurts. So I'm happy about that, but I wanted us to lose out because at this point, you know, what's an extra win mean? You know, so I'm happy and I'm sad at the same time. It's one of those.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a top 4 draft pick, but at the same time, like, I think getting a good coach in here is more valuable than getting the 4th pick in the draft because it's like not in a good enough spot to get you one of the top 2 quarterbacks. But like seeing that Rodgers is good, seeing that Davante is still good, at least attracts that potential next head coach. Like Vrabel might be more like, all right, well, I don't have a wasted year next year. I've got these guys, and I get to make my selection at quarterback. So I think that could be appealing.
And that's kind of the way I was looking. Like I was just noticing they're going to interview the former Titans GM, and if he likes him, let's say they got along well when they were, you know, there in Tennessee together. If that brings us Vrabel in the end, it's a win no matter what, because I think he could really do wonders for the entire organization. I know that GM had a winning record. You know, he selected Derrick Henry, he selected A.J. Brown, took him to the playoffs a few times. So if those two guys can work well together in combination, then this win will maybe it benefits us in the long term, even if it doesn't benefit us today.
Yeah, we swap out the player difference from pick 4 to pick 8, but getting the head coach versus it might be like, okay, we get Vrabel versus maybe having to go with like a Rex Ryan or like a hot coordinator that we maybe don't feel thrilled about. I'm a fan of getting the victory here. Glenn Cook is another name to watch for GM. I think he's the VP over in Cleveland. And I think it's interesting because he actually interviewed to be the Titans GM when they did not hire him. And then the next year, Vrabel and him and new GM Carthon split. And then Vrabel goes to the Browns, which is where Glenn Cook is. So I feel like he's trying to get like an inside track with those two. Maybe not. Maybe it's him.
Well, maybe.
We'll see.
Now, who do you think at the 8th pick? Are you thinking a tackle, a defensive? Where are you leaning for us?
Let me see what the mock draft board has us at right now. It still has Mason Graham
falling
falling
to
to
8. Linebacker out of Penn State before we got this win. Now I think it puts us more in those 2 tackle range, which I think will be fine. I mean,
so it's interesting.
Tyron's not going to be there forever.
Right now it has Sanders going 1 to the Giants, Cam Ward going 2 to the Raiders, Travis Hunter going 3 to the Panthers, Will Johnson, the corner, going to the Jaguars at 4, McMillan, the receiver, goes to the Titans at 5. Now remember, the Titans can still win versus the Jaguars, and that'll push the Titans beyond us. You got Will Campbell, the tackle, going to the Browns. They are losing Jedrick Wills, more than likely, so that seems to make sense for them. Kelvin Banks Jr., the tackle from Texas, going to the Patriots. I could totally see that. Try to protect your quarterback you just took this past year with McMillan off the board. I think that I could see them go that route, which means Mason Graham and Abdul Carter are both still there for the Jets at pick 8. They have the Bears taking Carter
not bad.
At 9. No, I'll take Mason. If I can get Mason Graham at the 8th pick, I would be very, very happy. I think that's a good, sound selection at that point. And then let's see, in the second round, it has us going with a safety. With Milrow going off the board at 36. And then let me see where, I don't know if they have.
That's where I'd want to get the quarterback if I could.
Yeah, that's where I would like to see it as well. I don't see 𝐂𝐼𝐼 on here right now. Is he second round? He's in the second round. Number 59. They have him Pittsburgh, number 59 right now. So I would think number 40, where the Jets are currently picking, is where you'd have to take your quarterback, or you'd have to move up a little bit to get him. But either way,
I mean, you probably could make it where you could, find a way to move up a little bit and get the quarterback you want.
I completely agree. Cameron, any last words?
Have a good night.
You as well.
Good.
Boom! You've been ejected from the cockpit. Cameron, always a pleasure to talk with you. Boys and girls, I'm going to do this. Let's see. Let's go for another 15 minutes. We'll make this a full hour-long show. I'll talk to you guys in the chat. If you guys would like to call in number is pinned in the live chat. Let's see. Alan says he wants to carry 4 quarterbacks. That's him talking about his super chat prior. Aaron Rodgers, you got the 2 kids, plus you got Tyrod as well. Let's see, move some stuff around. Lord Jaffe says we need to shore up the line and run it back with Rodgers. Yeah, I think you still got to get a right tackle. You might have a better shot at bringing back Morgan Moses if Aaron Rodgers is returning. So I think that is a net positive from this whole thing as well. J-Boy says, Ryan, I swear, if the Cowboy staff comes in, I might have a heart attack. I would be so upset. I think they're going to keep them in Dallas, so I hope that's not an option for us. Wildwave, Garrett should have way more yards than what the box scored show. I completely agree. Completely agree. All right, let's go over to our next caller. Hold on. And I have to stretch out my window here so I can read your full name on here. And it's coming in. It's why must the Jets win pointless games? What's up, dude? Good to talk to you again.
Hey, Ryan. Yeah, no, I my first comment after Sauce caught that pick was now? He's got to get it now?
Yup. Yeah, I'm sitting here. I was like, really? Like, I wish this could have been more impactful in a different game. But alas, look.
It was certainly impactful.
It was impactful in that we don't have the 4th pick and we now have the 8th pick. What are your thoughts on the Jets winning this game? Are you feeling any better going into next year? Like, are you glass half full, glass half empty kind of guy?
I mean, I really got to wait and see who the GM and head coach are before I'm really going to make an opinion about that. But my plan for, I don't know, the last month since, I decided we were out before we were actually out, was that, you, like I just said when you read my super chat, the, bring Rodgers back, bring Tyrod back, have 2 kids on the bench. Next year, if it works, if something happens to get put together next year, great. But you're certainly not going to expect it. And, and then you're really looking towards 26, in my opinion. But, you see what you can do.
How high would you want to draft a quarterback? Like if you're letting the 2 kids sit,
is
there a situation where you're like, oh no, now we got to go on a quarterback in 26 because we have the 2 kids sitting, or is it still going to be like the 2 kids that you're drafting?
No, I think it's between Jordan Travis and like if you take 𝐀𝐟𝐼𝐥𝐢𝐚 in the 2nd round, because you're not going to get one of the 1st round QBs. And you don't want to reach just to take somebody.
Do you think there's any situation where the Jets do try to reach to get that quarterback to sit behind Rodgers? Like, is there any fear? Like, we didn't expect Penix and Nix and J.J. McCarthy to go, top 12 in this past year's draft. Any concern that they might have to make a move up?
It mostly depends on who the coach is. I mean, a lot of people said that Peyton reached for Nix, but I mean, look what he's doing with them. They're going to make the playoffs, unfortunately, as much as that hurts.
Sucks. Well, you know what? We're going to get our Sean Payton moment because we're going to exercise the demons of Nathaniel Hackett, and we're going to get our next coach in here, and we're going to be all sorts of tickled pink. Sorry, not Alan. Why must the Jets win pointless games? You have been ejected from the cockpit. Always a pleasure talking to you, brother. JD said, we had the number 2 pick and took Zach Wilson. See? Yeah, look, just because you have a high draft pick doesn't mean you're making the right draft pick overall. Don't get too beat up about the draft pick. JD also says, I think I heard Vrabel and him didn't get along. Not sure, though. Talking about who? I don't know who you're talking about. Tony, the GM, said the top 2 quarterbacks are 𝐂𝐟𝐼𝐥 and Klubnik. Don't buy the hype. One read and run quarterbacks never work in the pros. What we got back here? Is there someone in there? Hello? Hey. Whoa. I'm all excited. Thank you. Oh, I got my co-pilot here. And she brought me some Starbucks. Thank you. You want to sit here with me or are you going with Mom?
I want to drink.
All right. You got to drink with Mom? Thank you. You're awesome. My co-pilot, Shay, everyone.
Oh, you're going to stay with Daddy? Or you
Oh.
downstairs?
Hanging out with me? All right. Come here. You want to sit up here and talk to everyone? See? Who's that? Yeah, well, I'm Daddy. But who are you? Is that Shay Shay? All right. We've got 10 minutes. You want to do 10 minutes? All right, come here. All right, you can hang right here. We'll talk a little bit of football, see what people are thinking. Jets won today. Can you say Jets, 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 Jets? Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets. That's all right. I'll take the little wiggles. Let's see. Who else we got? Who is the most tradable? Brees, Sauce, JJ, or Garrett? Most tradable, probably Garrett. I don't want to trade him. He would be my least wanting to be traded player. JJ, I don't think has much value coming off the Achilles. Sauce coming off a down year might hold more value than Brees, but I would not trade any of these players until the trade deadline next year at the earliest. I would not try to make any moves. Dr. 𝐂𝐿𝐥𝐢𝐚𝐿. I don't know if that's how you would pronounce that. That's all right. I get the idea of losing for a better pick, but that's just a single pick, a single player. If we lose meaningless games, we lose, destroy Brees, Garrett, others psychologically, loser mentality. I think I don't buy into this win carried some hope into next year, but I do think this particular scenario does, because we are in such a weird financial strait with Aaron Rodgers' contract and needing a head coach. Having him look as good as possible to attract the best possible head coach we can is by far the best possible outcome for this team. So I like the idea of winning and Aaron looking good and Davante looking good and running it back and trying to get the best possible coach we can get in. Freedom House says, being a coach and a GM is completely different. It has nothing to do with playing competitive sports, but your definition, football is not competitive because I played football and I'm on Team Tank. I play football too, but it's strategy. Trying to get the highest draft pick. JD says take Warren and then 𝐿𝐼𝐼𝐼. So you could take Warren, the tight end from Penn State, and then take 𝐿𝐼𝐼𝐼, the quarterback in the second round. I could get on board with that. No issues. John says, can both options be available in the poll? Draft a quarterback and bring Rodgers back for another season with an actual coaching staff. Yeah, I really probably should have defined it a little bit more, but 70% of you guys want to run it back with Aaron. That's kind of where my vibe is as well, whether it's, a rookie quarterback or not. I think most people feel we are going to draft a quarterback either way. Hello.
Your coffee?
Do you want to get... Oh, where's that? Do you have the other pilot hat somewhere? I thought I had it somewhere. I don't know. I got my coffee, though. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, Jets win. You got a cookie, too? Oh, that's cool.
Then have cookie and a drink. My drink.
You got a drink?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, one more cheers? Cool.
A drink.
Oh, man. Rohan says, will the new coaching staff have to adapt to Rodgers for the bridging year, or will he have to adapt to the new scheme? If it were me, I would say Rodgers, go out and do whatever you do Rodgers-wise with the guys that you have, but we are doing a new offense, and that's what the new young quarterbacks are going to be learning behind the scenes, and what everyone's going to learn. So you have to adapt. You are the veteran here. You should be able to adapt to some of this stuff. JD talked about the old Tennessee GM and Vrabel, the one we were interviewing, I think ended up not getting along with the A.J. Brown thing. Okay, that would make sense then. That would make sense. That's kind of why I wanted Glenn Cook. I feel like Glenn Cook was the guy that Vrabel probably was hoping for when they hired GM to the Titans. And it was Rand Carthon.
You're in hat?
I'm wearing a hat.
And a goggles?
Just wait.
And goggles?
Reddick will have
And
5 sacks.
goggles?
And goggles. I've got goggles on.
I have goggles.
Yeah, you don't have goggles on right now. You have a jet pilot hat somewhere. I don't know where it is, though. Yeah, I thought it was down here. That's all right. We can get it later. Now look at Adrian. What a cutie, like your father. Oh, your lucky father. Nah, that's all right. I'll pretend you were telling me I was cute, too.
Hello, snowman.
I know. She got her mother's looks, thank goodness. Rick, a little bit off topic, but what are your recommendations on someone coming from Connecticut going to the game next week, parking and hotel thoughts. Parking, I still recommend getting a spot at the stadium. I don't know if season ticket holders are selling their parking passes for way cheaper now that we're in like a losing part of the season. But normally they're like $75 to get a gold pass, and that's where you're going to want to park. I like parking in the J lot, specifically lot J3, because I take Route 3, and that's just really easy to get out of. I don't know where you're coming from, if that would be easier for you as well. But I would go with the parking pass in the gold lot. I know there's local hotels right next to the stadium. O'Leary might be a better ask than myself. He stayed at, I think, a Holiday Inn near the stadium after our group buy. So maybe touch base with him. I wish I could help you out a little bit more. Jaelda says, do people understand draft position? Just not for the first round, it's for the whole entire draft. Yeah, it definitely means you're getting worse players in every consistent round because your pick is further back, or you have less options of picking more players throughout each round. That's totally fair. I would argue that our issue isn't going to be players next year so much as it's going to be coaching. I want the best possible coach we can get, and I think winning a few of these games and proving Rodgers is not washed is the most important thing that we can have happen in this final stretch here. Dr. Cornelius, we're going to run it back. Billy says, run it back with Aaron Rodgers because there aren't any better alternatives in free agency this offseason. I completely agree. I think we're a victim of circumstance. Jaden says, run it back with A-Rod. I don't know why it's even a question. Just give the man a coaching staff. I completely agree. Completely agree.
There's banana.
Oh, there's a banana. Here, watch. When you click the banana, watch this. The banana goes across the screen. Kind of cool, right? Yeah.
I love banana.
Yeah, watch this. You can shoot a chicken across the screen, too.
That's it! You're out of here!
That's pretty fun.
An airplane.
Oh, there's an airplane, too. Yeah, watch. I'll hit the airplane button. We'll let that pop up. J-Boy says, run it back, right? Rodgers won't let Hackett leave. I think Hackett's definitely gone. I don't think he's going to stop anyone from leaving. Watch this, Shay. Look. Hey, there's going to be a plane that comes flying out. I think, if I set it up right. That's the microphone. You don't want to touch the microphone. That's all right. JD says, agree, Ryan. Major issue here is coaching. I think so. I think we win a lot more games with better coach staff. Oh, look. What's that? Airplane. Boom! Kind of fun. We got another caller coming in. Got Jets family on the line. Jets family, how you doing, dude?
Hey, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. How you feeling about this Jets win?
It was good. I had the entire game a Joe Namath on my back, and every time I won it, we have scored.
I love it. We need it. We should have been wearing that the entire season.
I got it. I waited the entire season. I cannot wait because I don't care about draft picks anymore. All I care about is us winning. People are like, oh, you should take, you're going to get a better draft pick. No, I don't want to. That's not what we are. We don't tank.
You can't tank. That's a light bulb. Yeah, it's a light bulb right there. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think when you wind up tanking, it's for a specific player or a specific reason. Like I don't feel like we're in that stage. I feel like I'd rather get the coach, and showing that Rodgers and Davante are back means more to us for the long-term future of this team.
But I do think he just threw Davante a little bit over in that one pass. But he was wide open, he had to dive for it. But it was a beauty of a pass, though.
Oh, yeah. Lots of meat still on the bone. That's what's so interesting about this team is you could really find a bunch of ways that they could be better. JJ comes back next year. The pass rush is going to naturally get better. You add more players to this team. They're going to get better coaching. You'd have a kicker that actually makes field goals early in the season. Like, this season's not that far off. We are 0-7 going into this game. We were 0-7 in games decided by 6 points or fewer. And that, to me, is like good coaching. Good coaching changes that drastically.
Yeah, I cannot wait because our next game, I'm hoping we can win more.
That would be great.
Because
if you
I would
wind
like
up winning
to finish
versus the
out the
Rams,
season with at least a higher record than last year.
That would be nice. What
At
did we
least a
finish
little
with?
bit of a higher winner record.
Did we have 4 wins or 5 wins last year? What we get? 5?
I think 5.
I think we were at 5.
Because I think it
as
was
soon
5.
as the season finishes for me, I just kind of push it out of my mind and not think about it.
Oh, last year I pushed out my mind. Especially now that I'm happy because Zach Wilson's bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely good he's not around. I'm hoping we get to jettison Hackett and Olbrick and all those guys into the sun after this. But Jets family, hey, thank you so much for calling in. You've been ejected from the cockpit. So nice of you to call in, brother. Great to have you here. Wins bring confidence. I agree. Glad those fraud Dolphins got eliminated. Oh, so they did get eliminated. I was hoping they would stay in it till the final game of the season, and then we could beat them. Just give them a little bit of pain.
Banana again.
Oh, you want to hit the banana again? You want to click the banana? All right, let's see what happens. Is banana going to go across? There's a banana.
Oh, and an airplane.
And an airplane. Uh-oh. Boom! Look at that. Nugget Man says, oh my God. Is that shit?
An airplane again.
Yeah, sure. It's flying around. Adrian saying, when you lose games, as a professional, it weighs on you mentally.
A chicken.
This was much more needed win for the Jets.
Chicken.
You want the chicken again? Man, I got to get you on this show more frequently. Let's do it again.
That's it. You're out of here.
Haha, chicken flew across the screen.
This one.
This one? Maybe we'll do it later. Well, we've hit the hour-long stretch in this stream, boys and girls. Oh, hold on. Nice daddy's microphone.
And that's...
I know. It's exciting. You have your cookie right here. Is there anything you want to say to everyone out there watching us right now?
Ding.
No?
Ding.
Hitting the key. All right. Oh, now we got feet going on the keyboard. That's how this is going to play out. Boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. I'm going to let our sponsor run through one more time. Just because some of my takes may stink doesn't mean you guys have to stink. And that's where the sponsor of today's video comes in. Mando reached out and said, Ryan, your team has stunk for a very long time. So we know that you understand what stinking is. And I said, yeah, absolutely. They're like, so bad, in fact, that we think we can smell you through the camera. And I was like, man, that's very aggressive. Thank you. But what do I got to do? They're like, hey, we're going to send you out some product. We want you to test it out. We want you to be honest with your audience. And then if you like it, offer up a promo code. I was like, all right, cool. So they sent me out the starter pack. I got the Mount Fuji deodorant. Really enjoy that. Put that on every day. In the summer, I've got what is known as a chafing problem, like 2 chestnuts over a roasting fire type problem. This stuff can be put on anything. Your feet, your butt crack, your grundle, your armpits, your hands, boobies, rolls, under boobies, anywhere. This stuff is totally safe. And throwing this on the chafing areas, very, very appreciated. It comes with 2 free gifts as well. I chose the bourbon leather body wash. Becca has really liked that, but I think my favorite thing in the pack is honestly the deodorant wipes. I throw this into my to-go bag and I can just freshen up no matter where I am throughout my day. And maybe I was just yelling at a camera underneath some hot lights and I just need to look a little bit nicer, smell a little bit nicer when I walk out of the cockpit here. So guys, if you want to get in on this, I've really enjoyed it. Shopmando.com, promo code JetsTalk. That's shopmando.com, promo code JetsTalk is going to get you $5 off. That's a 40% off savings on their starter pack. Thank you so much for sponsoring the channel. Boys and girls, thank you again to our sponsor, BetUS, for standing in there. How many games do you think the Jets win? Get a 150% bonus match on your first deposit up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. Jets got the Rams, the Bills, and the Finns left on their schedule for the season. I think we get one more win. One more win. We're getting to 5. Jets are going to be picking somewhere between the 10 and 12 pick when all things are said and done. Don't worry about the draft picks. Worry about the coach. Boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. This is Jets Talk signing off. JETS.